Welcome to 360 Virtual Home Tours. This is Sam Dorfman presenting Lesson 1 in Viewing Matterport, Screen Layout. Now, Matterport has been around since 2011, and they are the leader in virtual home tours. There are other companies out there trying to copy them, and there's also some software out there that's superior, but it still doesn't outdo Matterport in home tours. So we are going to discuss how to view Matterport because people have trouble with it. And that's because no one's bothered to teach them how to use it. So this first lesson will be on the screen display. And I'm going to start out showing you, I have 4 models here. It's my Matterport Showcase by Sam Dorfman. And 1, 2, 3, 4 models. And I'm going to use these models as I give you these lessons. So this is the model I use the most, Pier 5 Condominium Apartment 214. I'm going to click on that, and you'll see the Pier 5 Condominium 214. And here's the screen. Now the screen layout has 4 major sections. So the first section up at the top on the left-hand side is the header description section, and it has in there the presenter's name. Now the presenter could be either a broker or a salesman or a Matterport developer or the organization that the developer belongs to. Now, if it's a realtor or a salesman, this section might be forbidden on certain websites because of prohibitions against branding. So there is a parameter, which we won't discuss now, which will basically make this section disappear altogether. But for now, we're looking at it, and it has a More button right up here. And if I click on the More button, we're going to see some additional information. So in here, I put Sam Dorfman, administrator. That's me. I'm the one that made the models. And this is a phone number, not mine, and also an email address of the presenter, which is George Cahill, and he basically commissioned all 4 of these models. And the last thing you see here is 7 North Columbus Boulevard, Philadelphia, PA 19106. And the building name is, building complex is Pier 5 Condominiums, but the actual address is 7 North Columbus Boulevard. All right, so we're going to put this away to make more space. And I could put away 2 different ways. I can take the More, which is now less, make it smaller, and then push the button on the left to collapse it all together. Or I could just push the button on the left. So that's the first part. That's our header information section. The main area is all of this, and that's the viewing section. Now, at the very bottom, we have what's known as a highlight reel. And this highlight reel has a bunch of pictures. And each of these pictures we can move along. And that's a highlight reel. It goes all the way. You notice I can move one at a time, or I can move several at a time. And I've reached the end over here, and I can go back the other way. And we'll show you more in the next video. But for this right now, if I take the first picture in a highlight reel, notice as I put my mouse on it, it's framed in red. Can do that on the next picture and so on. So this is the active picture. And if I click on it, you'll see that the main viewing screen now has a 360 view of that particular highlight. Now, what do I mean by a 360 view? Well, you can take your mouse, put it in anywhere in this view, and move the mouse in either to the left or right. And I can move the picture, and I can actually rotate it all the way around 360 degrees. Oh, look at that. That's my Alfred Hitchcock take. Usually you don't have people in these pictures. So I went all the way around 360 degrees. I can also go back the other way. If I get tired of turning, I can click on the icon. It'll bring me back all the way to where I started. I can also view this up and down. So, whoops. So if I move the mouse up or down, I can't get a 360, but I can get 180 degrees. And then the thing that I just did accidentally is if you take the mouse wheel, you could actually make the picture go further away or closer up. So that's all for now, except to mention that I can work my way into each picture, and I'll discuss that more in the next lesson. And that's a highlight reel tour. And so this button here, whoops, get this out of the way. The button here says close. When I close it, I close the highlight reel. And now it says open. I open the highlight reel. Okay, that's the first button we're looking at. All this set of buttons above the highlight reel is a toolbar, and they control most of our actions. So you've seen the open close button, and then here is a play button, which will play each one in succession. And I'll just get that started and stop it right away. And that would be called a guided tour. So let's play it just for a little bit, see what happens. You see, we've gone to the second highlight. Now we're on the third highlight and the fourth highlight, and so on. So I can stop at any time and let's look at the next button, which is called the Dollhouse button. So when I click on Dollhouse, we actually see a dollhouse view of the building. And this is rotatable. And you can see the furniture, if there's any in the room. You can actually see the room from the top. It's pretty cool. From that, we can get another tour, which I call a dollhouse tour, which will be another lesson. And now, floor plan. So I click on floor plan, we actually see a floor plan, and which floor we want, we use the floor selector. So the floor selector button, we can do floor 1. Now notice what we do each floor, the rooms or whatever else I want is named, like here's entrance, here's the stairs. So those names are also put in by the developer. They don't put them in, they're not there. And if the developer didn't put in any highlights, there aren't any highlight tours either. Okay, now I'm going to go to the second floor and the third floor. Okay, third floor is a little less area. That's the way the building was designed. So now we continue on the tour on the toolbar, and the next button is share the space. This is kind of an interesting button. It allows the viewer to choose Facebook or Twitter or what have you in a social media and post the model to their friends, which is kind of an interesting way for a Matterport tour to go viral. And also there's a copy where, again, with permission, someone could copy the URL of the model and put it on their own web page. Like I say, though, they would need permission to do that. So we'll close that. And the next is the full screen, which you'll notice this screen has a frame all the way around it, and which web pages generally do. And if I hit the full screen, the frame disappears, and it gives you a lot more space. I can put it back. And then the last but not least is view in VR, which is virtual reality. That will be the end lessons. And in order to do that, you're going to need to do this on an iPhone. And the iPhone will be placed inside of a viewer. And for some of you that are familiar with Google Cardboard, that's about the cheapest viewer you could use for that. That sells for like around 10 bucks. So you're going to need an iPhone, a viewer, and you're also going to need a free app that is called Matterport VR. And again, you can download it from the app library on your iPhone. So that's it. This is the end of lesson 1, viewing the Matterport layout. And the next lesson will be to view the highlight tour or the highlight reel. So stay tuned, hit the subscribe button so that you can get this stuff as I release it. Thank you.